welcome everybody. Oh my goodness, got so many people watching today. This is a fabulous book, Giraffes Can't Dance, and I'm so pleased that you are here to hear this story tonight. It's all about being confident and just having a go, you know. There's so many times in life you just are told no, you can't. But you know what? If it's safe, if it doesn't hurt anybody, then just have a go, because failing is the way to winning. Did you get that? Failing, not getting what you want, is actually the way to winning. So have a go. Whatever you do in life just doesn't hurt anybody. Just have a go. I love this story, and you'll see why. It's all about that. And hey, look at Gerard in the background. Woohoo! We made him at kindy, so I thought I just had to bring him home because he was falling off the wall, you know, and he was just getting so ready to dance. So, hey, picked up the book, Giraffes Can't Dance, by the fabulous Gillies, Andre and Guy Parker Rees. It's such a good story. So, just before I say a quick hello, I'd just like to let you all know that my story time is going to continue, I hope, for another 12 months. That's what I've planned. And I will be focusing each week on pre-literacy skills, building confidence just to have a go, and inspiring creativity. So that's the plan. It's aimed at 3 to 8 year olds, but for the creative part, maybe older kids might want to have a look. I put them all up onto YouTube, and I've actually created a Patreon page. So for as little as $3 a month, you can actually help support this and help all the families that I'm getting great messages and feedback from, that I'm helping them pick up their pencils and have a go at writing. So it's really exciting, and I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. So who have we got joined us here tonight? Hi Jessica, with Kobe and Missy all the way up in Grafton. Hi people, hope you're good up there, and I hear it's nice and sunny. Grandma, my darling Adeline, she's on the line. Hi Addie, we had a great time at the beach today. We collected shells and some seagrass, and it was a lot of fun building in the sand. And Bella and Shah, hi, how are you? And Shah has a little giraffe that she's holding to match the story. Oh, how beautiful. And later, Shah, I'm going to show you how to make a little giraffe with a wobbly head. It's a bit of fun. And Olivia's here again. Hi, Olivia. How are you? I think you're down in Melbourne. And here we've got Zoe and Hayley, so excited. Hi, Zoe. See your beautiful smile and Hayley's beautiful smile at kindy. So it's really lovely to have you here tonight. And Ben is keenly watching with his grandma and mum. Hi, Carrie. So that's really lovely that you're watching. And also, who have we got from Addie and hi Addie and Ace, how you going? Oh, this is such an exciting night. Who else can I see here? Hope, Claire is watching too. Oh, beautiful. And Hope and Claire, are you guys the ones from Queensland, maybe up in Townsville? Like, this is amazing. Do you know what one mum did? Actually she's grandma. She said, she got on the phone and she rang her daughters. One's in Townsville and the other one's I don't know where, and said, hey, why don't you all hop on the line and you can all watch it tonight. And, you know, it's great because it creates conversation for everybody to have these shared experiences. So that's a great idea. And Christy's here too. Freddie and Ezra. Hi, guys. How you going? Vanessa, thanks so much for getting the guys on every week. She's always here. Hi, Nicole. That's my boss. Hope I do a good job. Okay. And everything's really, well, we're ready to go now, okay? So here's our fabulous story. Giraffes Can't Dance. So let's get on with it. And I hope he stays on the wall a little longer, you know, because I don't want him to fall off. I'll just position myself so you can see these beautiful pictures inside this beautiful book. Giraffes Can't Dance. They're not giraffes, are they? These are three cheeky monkeys. Giraffes can't dance. They're not giraffes. Who are they? There's some warthogs. Here we go. Oh. Gerard is a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully bandy and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Ouch! Oh dear, poor giraffe. Just like people, when we start to walk, we fall over sometimes too. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad because when it came to dancing, he was really bad. Poor Gerald, here he is. He's watching on. Everybody's having a good time dancing. It's called the jungle dance. The warthogs started waltzing and the rhinos rock and roll. The lions danced a tango which was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. They're dancing all around those cheeky monkeys. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked towards the floor, but the lions saw him coming and they began to roar. Ha! Hey, look at clumsy Gerald! The animals all laughed. Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, don't be daft. Poor Gerald. Poor Gerald. Gerald simply froze. He was rooted on the spot. You're right, he thought. I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot. So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so bad before, so sad and all alone. Oh, he's walking back. Poor Gerald. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. The moon can be so beautiful, he whispered with a sigh. Excuse me, coughed a cricket. Who'd seen Gerald early on, but sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song. You think he could be right? He just needs a different song. I'm sorry, I just realised my light is a bit bad. He needs a different song. Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. He's got his eyes closed. He's listening. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying and his tail was swishing round. Look at him go, look at him go. He threw his arms out sideways and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Oh, he's smiling, dancing so happy. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. I'm dancing. Yes, I'm dancing. I'm dancing, Gerald cried. Wow. Then, one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." How is it you can dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how. But Gerald simply twizzled around and finished with a bow. Ta-da! Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." That's it. We all dance to the beat of a drum. We just have to find the beat for our own drum and not dance to the beat of somebody else's drum. Sometimes that's just the way to go, you know. Just finding how to do it. I'll just check to see if any more friends have popped on. And hi, Sean. Hello, Helena, Luca and Nikki from Sydney. How are you going, everybody? Gee, we're all coming from everywhere tonight. Townsville, Grafton, Sydney, and I'm up here on this beautiful Central Coast. So, what are we going to learn tonight? Literacy. Okay. Literacy is like writing and reading and the whys about why we do things. It's the whys that we do what we do, and why parents and teachers are always saying, do it like this and do it like this, you know, like, and you go, why do I have to do it like this? So, when I was teaching school readiness, I did this. Because we have to write letters in a particular way, right? We have to write them in a particular way so that they will flow. So, here we go. I can't bring things closer, so I hope you can see, but you guys can always rewind. Ready? So when I write my letters, I'm writing hi. My name is JAnice. And I'll go over here. Love that you are, keep going, all here keeping me, and keep going, company, while I do story time. Did you see that? I went around in a big circle. And the reason I could go around in a big circle was because I make my letters flow from one letter to the next and to the next and to the next, and that's how letters flow. So if I'm writing giraffes can't dance, I got my G, I start at the top, my I at the top. Oh, and guess what? JAnice misspelt it. Put a cross through. A, F, F, E, S. You can do that too. If you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. What's important is that you tell the teacher that you're smart enough that you know that you made a mistake. Okay? And if they know that you made a mistake, they will be happy, because that means that they know that you know the right way. I hope you followed that. Can't see. It's again and around. And remember last week we talked about pushing and pulling and pushing and pulling, and that's all I'm doing with my pencil, my texter. I'm just pushing and pulling and pushing and pulling. So when I pull it down for the N and I push it back up and I pull it down, and then I got one of those, and I pull it down and across. Push, pull, and dance. I'm going to push it around and I push it up, pull it down. Push it up, pull it around, pull it down. Pull it down, pull it down, push it up for a C, around, and then E. And it says, giraffes can't dance. Giraffes can't dance. So I thought so here we go. This is a letter and this is a letter and these are all letters. And all these letters come together to make a word. And that word is giraffes. And I know that this is a word because there's a space. You see, there's a space. And then these letters are all grouped together. And because they're all grouped together, I know that they are now a space. They are now a word because then there's another space. So that's how we know when we got a word, because of the spaces either side. Then the dance is the third word. You've got 1, 2, 3 words. But when I look at this, I see this little thing up here. What's that? What is that? It's just a little tick, like that. That's all it is. Just a little tick. So what is that? That's not a word. That's not a letter. So if I change it, okay, so can, C-A-N. Can, the word is can't, because we know it's giraffes can't dance. So it's can't. So can is can not. So I have two words. I have can and I have not. Cannot. Giraffes cannot dance. Cannot. But if I want to make the word a little bit shorter, because in Australia we like to do that, I can take out the no. I'm going to take the no out. And I'm just going to have C-A-N and do my little tick with a T. And then it says can't. So I've changed cannot into can't. But they both mean the same. It means you can't have lollies after you brush your teeth. Okay? That's what can. You cannot have lollies after you have brushed your teeth. Mum and Dad will tell you that, I'm sure. So, cannot and can't. Same, but we write them two different ways. So that's what that little tick means. It means that they've left some letters out. And in can't, they left out the no. They left out the no in can't from cannot. That's a bit funny. Okay, so would you like to know how to make a giraffe with a wobbly head? Because the head is way up so high and it must get heavy, so I'm sure it does bounce around from time to time. Here, Christy's here as well, and Miria and Neva, hello. We're having a really busy night tonight, and Jasmine, hiya Jazz, so glad you hopped on. Woohoo, this is a good night. Okay, let me see, we're going to make a giraffe with a wobbly head. How do we do that? Well, yep, I'm going to point you at my table, okay? Just a second. Yep, there we go. So earlier I cut out this shape because that's like a giraffe body shape. Yes? Oh, where's my head? I've lost my head. So here is his head. I cut it out earlier. Now remember when you're cutting, these are my scrap pieces. Remember when you're cutting, your thumb is at the ceiling, your elbow is in your body, okay? So your thumb is at the ceiling, elbow into your body, and then your scissors will cut wherever you point them. You are in control. You are the boss of the scissors. And this hand is very important because it moves like a steering wheel, remember? So if I want to cut a circle, I just can start, but I don't have to move the scissor hand, I can move this hand. And remember to move your fingers out the way so you don't cut them. So you don't cut fast, you can cut with your scissors, you close them slowly so that you don't make a mistake. And then if I keep twisting around and around and around, I get a spot. It's just a little spot. So, how are we going to make the giraffe have a bubbly head? Well, I cut him out earlier. Here's his face. I'm going to put his face onto the table. Stay there. And then I have his body. Okay, these are the marks that I didn't cut. So I've got, if I was having a pattern on my giraffe, like giving him, so if I want to give him some marks, and giraffes have like triangle and irregular marks. You know, they're not really a triangle, but they're not really a square either. They're just these wonky little marks. They're all different sizes, and you put them all over his little body, and that's a bit of fun. And of course, remember to make his little hooves at the bottom nice and black, because that's what they are. And now, do you know how to do it? You get this little bit, just like this. This is a piece from the offcuts, no big deal. Okay, so I'm going to put glue at one end, and I'm going to put glue at the other end. And I'm going to put, whoops, head goes that way. So it all goes in a line. His toes all the way up his body to his nose, all the way like that. And I'm going to stick it on the back of his head, like this. And then I'm going to stick it on his body. That looks a bit funny, doesn't it? But if I bring him around, guess what? I have a giraffe with a wobbly head. There he is. Hello, my name's Gerard. I'm Gerard the giraffe. Nice to meet you all. So this is the sort of thing that you can do, just this little bridge that you're making from one piece to another to make it wobble. So say you drew a bus, right? And you want to put some people on the bus. Well, you can put the people on the bus and they might bounce around while the bus is moving. Okay? So there we go. That's how you make an animal with a wobbly head. Hello, I'm going to lie down and have a rest now. There we go. Now giraffes can't dance, giraffes can't dance. I don't have a song about giraffes that can't dance, but when you're dancing, it's fun to have some ribbons, dancing ribbons, you know, and they can help with your movement and flow, and so you can guide around and you can have a good time. Okay, get some dancing ribbons, bits of string, bits of wool, an old t-shirt, cut it into strips, whatever, you know, you've got some pretty piece of fabric and cut it into long strips and tie it at one end, and you will have some pretty dancing ribbons. So I hope you've really had a great time tonight. Gerard and I have had a great time, and I'm going to leave you with a song because that's what we seem to do. And you know what? I'm just seeing if anyone else has hopped on. Okay, keep scrolling. Olivia excited how to create giraffe. Yay, you can do it with so many different things. And Cousin Ben is here too. Hi. Cousin Ben, there's lots of people. Thanks so much for coming on. I have created a Patreon page and I'll pop up the link. So if you're really enjoying this, I have so many ideas that I want to create for stories for kids. I want to create educators' resources for kindergartens. There's so many things that I want to do. So if you're got $3 a month that you could spare, or you know, there's different levels, but I'll pop the link up and see what you think. Next week's stories will be Mem Fox, and it's more about being you. So Mem Fox for and Julia Vivas for Possum Magic, good Aussie one, and Mem Fox Koala Loo, really good stories there for next week. So my song is a song, I don't know who sang it originally, and it's like older than my mum, I think. So it goes like this. Ready? It goes, excuse me. Walk tall, walk straight, and look the world right in the eye. That's what my mother told me when I was about knee-high. She said, Janice, be a proud girl and hold your head up high. Walk tall, walk straight, and look the world right in the eye. Walk tall, walk tall. And that's the song. So you can learn that song because you can replay. And you can walk tall, look the world right in the eye, be brave, be you. Okay, love you all. Good night, and hope to see you all next week at 6 o'clock, Facebook Live. Bye.